Hello everyone and welcome to Brett's Play. Today I'm playing through a tiny bit of Kingdom Hearts 2.8, or if you want the full name, if you give me a second I'll try and remember what it is. So the full name is obviously Kingdom Hearts HD 2.8 Final Chapter Prologue, which is a bit of a mouthful, I know, but that's what it's called. And the part of it that I'm going to be showing you is the part that is sort of a showing of what Kingdom Hearts 3 is going to be. So for those of you that don't know, the game is made up of 3 different parts. One of them is an HD remake of the 3DS game Dream Drop Distance, which I've played about 2 hours of, and it seems pretty fun. I'm glad it's on console now. It's nice to at least see that, and it does tie in a bit to what else is in the package, so it makes sense why it's in this particular package rather than another one. Then you've got this, which we're in, which is Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep, a fragmentary passage. You're probably looking at around 3 hours to do this, but once you've done it, you then can come back through and try out some objective stuff. So as you can see, you've got defeat shadows. I've got to defeat 30 shadows, and just things to do. It's all very interesting. So you can also get customization. As you can see, I can have Figaro ears, or I can have mini ears. I can put some new things on them as well, and I can select a pattern if I really want, but quite happy with how the character is looking. In terms of customization, you can change a few bits and pieces, but for the most part you're fairly limited. Sorry, excuse me. There are no options in terms of basically changing audio, which always annoys me slightly, but you can have subtitles, which are a good side. You can change a few bits and pieces at least. I won't be going into story and stuff like that because it will ruin a few bits, but yeah, let's jump in. So as you can see, running's a bit glidey, I think, on this. It does look a tiny bit weird, but everywhere looks really nice, I think. Sorry, just bear with me 2 seconds whilst I cough. Okay. That should be me back on now. So let's get going. Where are we? There we go. So you hit X to attack. And you hit square to block, and you can also roll and block as well. You can also then press triangle to hit a few special attacks, which is handy. You get to finish if you want. It will show off. We'll time it. Okay, there we go. We're going to roll in, hit with some decent magic. Okay, so yeah, due to the way this embargo sort of works out, I can't actually show off that much in terms of cutscenes and spoilers, so I am just really showing off, you know, a few bits and pieces in terms of combat and what's around here. So as you can see, got some nice selection of weapons in terms of magic. Also try and hit him with Thundergut. There we go. And as you can see, it syncs up all of these special items that are quite fun to pull off. Let's see if I can show you how to counter. My only issue with trying to play the counter-attacking game in this is enemies are nowhere near as persistent in attacking you as you may like, at least on the normal difficulties, which may be a good thing, may be a bad thing, it's hard to know. So you press circle to jump. Press it again to double jump. See if I can find any other enemies to beat up. Just trigger that just because I don't want to lose it. At save points you can re-heal yourself, which is always handy. So yeah, this is the first part of this game that you start off in, really, and it's nice enough. There's interesting enough enemies to fight and pick apart. There's quite a cool little boss fight as well that I won't spoil for you. Obviously this is a closed off area. There's places you can go, but for the most part you're boxed in. So let's take you back up here at the very least. Can I go this way? Aha, I can, and I can find that, which gets me a potion. So, lots of enemies to see. It looks quite nice. Like, it looks like what you would want a Kingdom Hearts game to look like on the current generation of consoles. As I said, there's a bit of an issue really with the floaty run, but it's a small issue, it's not a massive problem. More personal preference, I suppose. It just looks a bit floaty to me, and that could just be because of how far down the camera is, but you know, it's a fun enough game. Combat's fun enough, easy enough to pick up, and if you really wanted to, you can play it in harder difficulties. There's lots of challenges to go into if you would like to keep playing after you do complete it. In terms of completing it, you're not looking at loads and loads of time. You're probably looking at around 3 hours, which is perfectly reasonable, and it's quite cool the way that it just sets up the rest of Kingdom Hearts, really. It's nice the way that it does it. So yeah, I sort of have shown you as much as I can of this small bit of town. I was hoping a few more enemies would trigger in, but does not seem to be something that's going to happen. And I don't want to push through it. As I said, I've got quite a strict embargo in terms of what I can be showing you, which is annoying, and that's buggered it. So yeah, that is one part of Kingdom Hearts, but what else is there? Well, if I could figure out how to quit out, I'd tell you. How do I exit the game? That's ridiculous. Okay. Maybe I have to do it in here? There we go. And yeah, as you can see, teleportation there, that's something that you get. You can sort of travel from area to area. There's a few areas you can explore, so it's a handy thing to have. But that is Kingdom Hearts 0.2 Birth by Sleep. Let's go back to the main screen though, so I can just show you off a tiny bit more of the game. As you can see, you have got Kingdom Hearts Chi back cover, which is about an hour-long film, which shows off the backstory of the universe, and it also just shows us what was originally the story of a mobile title, which you can pick up, but you know, not everyone's going to be playing the mobile games. This helps make the story a bit more interesting. It shows off the technology that will be getting used for Kingdom Hearts 3, along with obviously Kingdom Hearts 0.2. It looks nice. It's a bit, it is what it is. It's, if you're a massive fan of Kingdom Hearts and love the lore and all that, then you're going to enjoy yourself. But if you're buying this just to watch that film, you might be a bit disappointed. Then you've got Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, and Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance, as I said before, is a HD remake of Kingdom Hearts 3DS, basically. It's an interesting enough game. It takes away what you sort of came to love about Kingdom Hearts in terms of having that 3-team playing option. You don't get that, which seems a disappointment to me. I would like to still have the option to play as a big team, but in this, what they do instead is they give you critters to use, as you can see here. So it's Riku and Sora that you get to play as, and you sort of interact between the two of them. As you can see at the bottom there, you have a drop bar, and what the drop bar does is basically, when you run out of time, you go back to being Sora. And obviously if you are being Sora at that moment in time, you go back to being Riku. Now there's a few issues I have with it. Let's jump to the world map. So there's various parts of the world map you can go to, the various different areas. I'm going to go back to Traverse Town just so I can show it off without worrying about accidentally showing something I might not be able to. It's always good. As you can see, you can jump back in the world fairly quickly. So one of my issues is this: you can pick these up by pressing circle and triangle, which, you know, sounds great, but as you can see, it also seems to use up whatever you're triggering on triangle, which can just be a bit annoying. So, so you can press square in this to sort of springboard off things and get some flow motion going, which works really well. It makes combat a tiny bit more interesting. Let's see if I can get that this time. I can is the answer. As you can see, used on the special item. Through that dude. Through that dude. That seems to be it. So you can jump and glide on things, and gliding on things is handy because it helps you get to various areas you might not be able to otherwise, but it also allows you to hit enemies in slightly different ways, helps you travel around faster. It's just makes it a bit more interesting to travel around the place, basically. You do that by pressing square to glide into things, glide into them, trigger all sorts of special attacks, and press square to actually attack. And you can then obviously look after your spirits, and the spirits obviously you need to bond with them. And this is something that on 3DS would be really simple and work really well. But for some reason, it's just pointlessly awkward trying to pet. There we go. Whereas on the 3DS it'd be much easier figuring out how to pet. It's a bit more awkward. And it's also the sort of thing that just feels a bit weird to do in a console game rather than just on a mobile with a stylus or something. But there you go, you can pet the monsters that are your friends. They'll get annoyed with you after a while normally. This dude seems well into it. So you know that's good. He's now a saboteur for some reason. Don't know what that means. But they all pick up different traits. You can also, if you want to, use some trading toys. So I'm going to use one of these. Don't know what it is. There we go, it's a ball. Which he's flying over to. Can I hit him? See if I can hit him. Cool. Different things do different things. It's handy to do that if you want. You can also create spirits if you have the recipe. I have the recipe to make basically 2 types at this moment in time. As you progress, no doubt you will unlock more and more. And you then got ability links as well, which gives you a way to level things up and just make it so your pets hit better. It's basically like a glamorized Pokemon, I suppose, is the best way to describe it. Ooh, that's not terrible. It's definitely not terrible in the slightest. But if you look around, it's not the crispest. Definitely doesn't look as good as 0.2, but it's definitely a decent enough remaster. It wouldn't look out of place on PS3. It might look a bit dated on PS4, but it's definitely better than some of Square Enix's other remasters. Typo HD obviously springs to mind there, and that could probably be down to the fact that they just needed to do a tiny bit more with this game, and they knew they did because obviously it used to be a 3DS game. But yeah, there's a lot to do in this game if you want to do it, and it's obviously a story that not that many will have seen for the 3DS, because of it being only on 3DS. Yeah. So it's bugger. Didn't mean to do that. There we go. So obviously it's not it may not be the best of the Kingdom Hearts franchise, but elements of it are fun. It's quite nice gliding about the place. Flow motion works really well. It's a nice combat section, and the way that you can flip between Sora and Riku, I think, is kind of cool. Other people don't like it, but I quite enjoy it. And battles are weirdly spaced out because all the areas are kind of big and open, and bland may not be the right word, but you know, they're just big and open spaces, so battles are quite epic fights. I need to stop pressing triangle. But yeah, obviously this is Kingdom Hearts Dream Drop Distance. it's a nice enough looking game. If you are a fan of Kingdom Hearts, maybe this is going to be something you want to check out, especially if you haven't actually played it before. It's definitely the best way to sort of big it up is the fact that you haven't played these games before, so why not check them out? But obviously if you have liked this and you would actually like me to play a bit more, hopefully at some point we may get to a point where Square free up the embargo a bit more, but hopefully you've enjoyed it. I will be playing other games. Please do make sure to subscribe. I'm sorry this has been a bit of a weird one due to the fact of what I can and can't show. But yeah, thanks very much for watching. I've been Brett Claxton, this is for PushStartPlay.com, and goodbye.